Guys, this is Natasha from Russia, and today's episode is about coronavirus situation in Russia.
How do we manage it? Do we really have this very small number of deaths? How do Russian regions respond to the situation?
Well, as you see, I haven't been posting on my YouTube for a while, and there are a few reasons for this. The first one, technical reason, I'm still struggling because I record everything on my phone, and everything what you see was edited on my phone. So it's quite challenging and hard, but I hope the situation is gonna change soon. And the second reason is I wanted to make a big video about the situation here, like how Russia manages the coronavirus situation, how do regions live, about problems here, how do we face it. And I think it took me a while to understand that it's not as good as I thought, and there are plenty of problems, and it's not like so comfortable to talk about it on YouTube and understand that your country is not managing it very well. So for today is what? Today's 24th of May, and we have 344,000 confirmed cases and 3,541 are dead.
Why the death rate is so low according to confirmed cases?
I think the main reason is that doctors, they don't write the real reason of death of person. Like, person might be sick of coronavirus, but he might die of I don't know, some complications with their heart or with their lungs or whatever, and they just create this reason and they write like the person is dead from, I don't know, pneumonia, whatever.
So I'm not sure I can really trust these numbers.
From my personal experience, I live in St. Petersburg. Do I have many people who are infected here? Well, I know only one person who's at hospital right now, and he is doing well, thanks God, and everything is fine. I don't know anybody else, but I'm sure there are many cases. I know that people are sick. Even I have just discovered recently that close to my house there is a medical center that tests people for coronavirus, and I see a lot of people every day, a lot of ambulances there. In my city there were no lockdown actually, officially. They just asked us to stay home, and yeah, many of us stayed, but many were continuing working. But during this time St. Petersburg authorities could open, like, let's say build, okay, they didn't build, they just took one exhibition center which called Linexpo, very, very famous center. If you've ever been to my city, probably for business, probably you could visit it before. So they just changed it to the hospital, and most of people who have coronavirus here, they are there right now. Do I see many people dead here? No, I don't see. Like, we didn't repeat this scenario of Italy. This is obviously clear. We don't see like dead people, people are dying every day. No, there's nothing like that. Half of our cases are in Moscow, and we can see it on the map. By the way, I was thinking to move to Chukotka because it's obviously a very small percentage of people who are infected there.
What Russian government decided to do?
On 28th of March, Putin decided to talk to people, and he announced that we are going to have holidays.
That is why I'm announcing the next week as the week that will not see anyone working, and everyone will have their salaries.
Okay, that was very nice from him, and he said that it's holidays.
They never say that there's gonna be a lockdown, they never say that it's gonna be quarantine, because quarantine is emergency situation. Maybe also I think they didn't use this word also because not to scare people.
It means you will stay home, but you will get your salary. But he never said from where business is going to get money to pay these salaries. So what's happened next is a lot of businesses bankrupted, they just closed, and it was actually, for me, it was so sad to watch all of them die. I saw biggest players and big players on the market who had very great, for example, restaurant businesses, and I saw them dying and writing their messages like, you know, we've been for 7 years in this market, or we've been for 10 years in this market, and today we can't handle the situation and we have to leave. But that's even not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that people lost their jobs, and a very big number of people, and government didn't announce any help. They basically didn't help anyhow to anybody.
Okay, we are going to wait for 1 week and everything will be fine. We'll go back to our work and we'll get our salaries.
In reality, what's happened, he prolonged holidays for 1 week more, and then for 1 week more, and then we were on holidays till the 12th of May. During this month, what happened?
Millions of people lost their job. Many of businesses collapsed. Our economy is just in a very deep.
I don't know what's going to be next, because the point, and I started to see that opposition started to be active so much, because they say...
В России денег больше, чем достаточно для оплаты всего, что нужно, без ущерба для всего остального.
Прямо сейчас выплатить каждому взрослому 20 тысяч рублей и 10 тысяч рублей на каждого ребенка. Если карантин продлится, то еще по 10 тысяч каждому в мае и июне. Третье. Полностью отменить плату за ЖКХ на весь период эпидемии. Четвертое. Направить 2 триллиона рублей в виде безвозвратных выплат малому и среднему бизнесу. И пятое. Отменить все налоги для малого бизнеса сроком на 1 год.
Как видите, в нашей общей денежной подушке еще и останутся деньги.
Okay, Russia has a lot of money. Why don't you give money to people? Because, you know, a lot of people are in a very hard situation right now.
And yeah, it's true. Like me, even I lost my job. Even my dad, he works in college, and his salary right now is 50% less than it was before. So there were some protests because people didn't know what to do.
You know, we are going to die of hunger. You don't support us, you don't support business, you don't do anything. How are we going to live here?
So after 1 week of self-isolation and holidays, Putin gave power to local authorities to fight coronavirus by themselves.
This is why heads of Russian regions at my direction will get additional powers.
And to understand that, you need to know that Russia is a federative republic. According to our constitution, we have 85 federal subjects, 46 oblasts, which is like provinces, 22 republics, 9 krais, territories, 4 autonomous okrugs, 1 autonomous oblast, and 3 federal cities, Moscow, Saint-Petersburg, and Sevastopol. We are a little bit separated from everybody. Each this federal subject has their own government. Even when we study at school, we say we study the president of this federal subject is like Chechnya. It has President Kadyrov, which
became sick, by the way, with coronavirus, and he's in Moscow right now.
All of them, they have their own local governments. Some of them were chosen by Putin, some of them were chosen by people, and what Moscow did, they said, now you are responsible for managing your stuff, we are not responsible for that. And we are going to send you money, and you need to solve the situation according to the situation in your own area.
You know your own area better than we.
So they sent their money, and obviously this money didn't reach people. Also, Putin said that we are going to pay additional money to doctors. We are going to support families with small kids. And many doctors still right now didn't get any money that were promised to them.
Мы работники скорой медицинской помощи города Иркутска. Хотим обратить внимание.
Мы, работники скорой помощи Админского района Краснодарского края, сообщаем.
Никто из коллектива станции скорой помощи города Ангарска не получил анонсированных вами выплат в размере 50 тысяч рублей для врачей, 25 тысяч рублей для среднего медперсонала и 25 тысяч рублей для водителей.
Imagine, people are fighting the disease, like basically like they are in a war, they are dying, and government doesn't pay anything to them. There is a big problem in Russia if you talk about healthcare system.
Okay, there are problems all over the world right now.
Each country has their problems. They have problems in their healthcare system, with medical equipment and blah blah blah. But the main difference between Russia and Europe is freedom of speech. The problem is, it's not even about freedom of speech, it's about its own people. Okay, we have charities, we have many charities, and they are able to help these doctors, they are able to help hospitals, polyclinics, but they need to be asked for it.
That's the biggest problem of Russians. I don't understand what they are thinking of.
Because doctors think that if they're going to talk that there is problems, that there are lack of equipment, that there are really problems, like people are dying, no places, and all of this, they think that government is going to terminate them, or they're not going to pay salary to them, and they just keep calm.
Люди запуганы до невероятной степени. Все сидим как мыши, и такое происходит по всей стране.
Я не пойму, кто тот истинный корень зла. То есть главный врач боится передавать дальше, потому что он боится, что его снимут с должности. Минздрав в регионе боится, что его снимут с должности. Или что? То есть вот где эта круговая? На ком?
Смотрите, они все боятся, и везде есть риски. Кто первый высунется, тому снесут голову.
Почему должны кого-то за плохие новости снять с должности?
Потому что это стало уже происходить. Написала, значит, Васильева, ее сразу в полицию. Всеволод Шурхай, нейрохирург, пожаловался, его там, соответственно, стали угрожать. Врачи, которые начинают говорить, им угрожают.
У вас есть этому объяснение? Почему?
Потому что плохого гонца с плохими новостями убивают. Если ты главный врач что-то не так скажешь на уровне, на селекторе, либо ты выбросишься, либо тебе реально полковник ФСБ придет домой к тебе. Это страшно, когда к тебе человек...
If we look at all of this, okay, our healthcare system didn't collapse like it's happened in Italy, because yeah, they were at least a soft lockdown, at least they tried to control it, but they are not following the idea like we need to save all people. They are following the idea, I think, of herd immunity. They will let all of us to be sick by time. However, they are working on a vaccine right now. And by the way, yeah, they just said in news that the vaccine is going to be ready in the end of summer. And all of us will be vaccinated.
Because I doubt so. I don't know. Like, Europe said it might take 1 or 2 years, and Russia is already ready. Probably, maybe they will just use us as rats for their experiments.
So what actually also stopped me from recording this video is a catastrophe that has happened in Dagestan. This region found themselves without any help from government. Their healthcare system collapsed. Doctors had to choose whom to save. Will it be old person or young person? And of course, they gave priority to young.
Вот в таком состоянии мне это представилось так, что мы оказались неподготовленными. Ни власть, ни люди, ни медицина.
That's because their healthcare system wasn't prepared. And their government just screwed everything. Nobody knows where the money went that Moscow sent to their region, because they didn't build any hospitals, they didn't do anything. All of this situation is showing me just one thing. Like, Putin was very busy during these last 20 years. He was so busy with foreign politics that he forgot about internal politics. He forgot about his own people. And it's very clear that his own system doesn't work. Okay, despite all this situation, despite to everything what's going on, there are a few good things that I knew that I couldn't have known if there were no pandemics. There's so many people who are eager to help each other. Like, I found shops who help people, who just give them free food, for example, every Friday. I saw people helping each other. I saw neighbors finally started to communicate between each other because they have, for example, an old person in their house, and they just go and help this old person bring products to her or him. I discovered that we might be very helpful, and we might overcome all of this just if we are together, just if we listen to each other, and just if we support each other. Our governments don't help us, at least we must help each other. And I wasn't expecting this from Russians, but it's happened.
Я к соседке твоей наверх поднимусь, а то тоже, то с детьми посидеть рвется, то в аптеку ей срочно надо. Дед, ты все понял?
Да понял я. Понял.
Сиди дома.